Just a small disclaimer before starting. We wrote this joint speech before yesterday's unfortunate events, and despite our positive tone and content, we are deeply saddened by the news. Good afternoon, Dr. Träger, esteemed faculty, honored guests, proud families, and most importantly, distinguished graduates. And of course, my cousin and my cousin's cousins and my cousin's cousins' cousins who are joining online. When I asked my classmates if there were any moments I should bring up in the speech, I only got one response. Keep it short. I guess some of us just can't wait to graduate.
As we celebrate our graduation, it's the perfect moment to reflect on the journey we've shared. For those of us coming from different background, Korea in my case, adjusting to life here wasn't easy. We faced small challenges, such as Germans' obsession with hard, cold Brot, and the ever-reliable Deutsche Bahn, always generous, giving extra time to grab snacks. And there were bigger challenges, such as language, culture, and different education styles. But through all the sufferings, we learned, adapted, and grew stronger together.
And through these challenges, we also discovered something special. As we progressed deeper into our studies, KLU started to feel less like a university and more like a community. For us bachelor students, when we first started at KLU in 2021, COVID was still very much a reality. Socializing was challenging, and many of the connections we hoped to make were limited to virtual meetings or socially distanced hangouts. It wasn't the easiest way to begin our university journey, especially for those of us eager to fully immerse ourselves in the experience. We had to endure long hours of wearing uncomfortable masks during lectures, sitting apart from one another, and sometimes attending online classes, which we definitely never slept through. But as time went on and restrictions eased, we were presented with more events, more opportunities to socialize. We started having more events, nicer events, where we could not only further spend time with our classmates, but also with students from other study programs.
Unlike Nima, we master students were fortunate to face fewer restrictions from COVID, making it easier to mix and mingle with our classmates. However, for me personally, I found it difficult to be myself and fully engage in the new community. I believe many of us, whether from far away or from Hamburg, face similar difficulties. Adapting to a new crowd and atmosphere is always tough and takes time. Therefore, my university life was mostly about adjusting to a new environment. It wasn't just about getting through each course and semester, but it was also about dealing with doubts about the decision to come to Hamburg while leaving all the precious people and my dog, especially, behind. Coping with the small and big frustrations of unfamiliar things, and facing moments when I just felt like I couldn't give my best.
Similarly to Yeji, I also went through some adversity and doubts during my studies. Personally, the journey was eased through extracurricular clubs and events offered by KLU. These activities weren't just a way to relax and take a break from studying, but a chance to do something different. They were also my primary way of meeting new people. People who would share their different experiences. People who didn't only consist of KLU students, but also exchange students, professors, and staffs. Each person had a different perspective, was a different age, or came from a different background. In life, we often learn from our experiences, but the ability to learn from and engage with such a variety of unique individuals and to hear so many different perspectives during my studies taught me even more than I could ask for. And maintaining these new connections was easy, since I would see everyone often around campus due to the nature of our relatively small size.
For me as well, people were the key to adapt to the new environment. I remember the first Oscars night where we all dressed up and partied all night long. Despite the wonderful setup and amazing people, I couldn't really enjoy that night. I was weighed down by the thought that I was the only one who didn't feel at ease or cool with all these changes. However, 1 year later, on the second Oscars night, I had the best time, and it was only because I opened up and connected with people. This was possible thanks to everyone who were there during my adaptation period, from classmates who complained about the shitty visa process, to my family and friends back in Korea who always believed in my choices. I especially remember the third semester, where most of us stayed late in the university, learning just how dangerous naive forecasting could be. How naive to believe that we can finish up a par sim project just in a few hours, especially when it was most brain-stimulating projects we had. I also recall staying on calls with friends during exam periods, motivating each other to push through. All these people helped me pull out of self-doubt and made me more involved in the community.
Initially, when Yeji and I were told that we would have to deliver a joint speech, we were worried, because we wanted to talk about different things. But after brainstorming, we quickly realized that both of our university experiences improved when we were in the company of others. The key lesson we took away is that we can't do it all alone. The close-knit community of KLU has been our greatest source of support. As a community, we recognize each other by face, we check in on one another, and always lend a hand, both in our studies and in life. Sometimes all it takes is a simple gesture of support to make a difference. Whether it's a quick chat by the coffee machine in between lectures, or grabbing a meal at the Mensa together.
Today, as we celebrate our achievements, it's clear that our success is not just individual, but collective. In honor of the graduating class of 2024, we would like to acknowledge some of the key milestones and people who made this journey possible.
First, we started KLU's first ever chess club. Xenia and Vanessa started KLU's Women in Business Club. A big thank you to our graduation committee team for allowing us to have an event after the ceremony. Laureates developed KLU's consulting club into a legal entity. A shout out to Christian for helping everyone in our lectures. And a big thank you to Harsh for being able to support and count on him when needing help in events. And a shout out to Emo, because, well, actually, he just wanted a shout out. But he is very good at sailing, trust me.
I would like to add Nima, who's standing right next to me, for playing a big role in revitalizing KLU student events. Thank you to the faculties who delivered invaluable lectures and guided us whenever we needed it. And to the staff who were always responsive and cared about the students. To all the guests here and watching online, our families and friends, thank you for your support throughout this entire journey. And I would like to make use of this time to thank my parents, my mom, Mi-kyung, who's sitting right with us, and to my dad, Kyung-gu, who's watching online somewhere, and my mom is there. Are you proud of me? Thank you. And most importantly, to our fellow students, this is our celebration. We've done an incredible job, and I would like to thank all of you for making this journey what it was. At the end of the day, when we look back, it's incredible to see how Hamburg and KLU, which once felt so foreign and unfamiliar, have become our second homes. It's not just the city, it's the people and the experiences that made this possible.
To conclude, we each want to leave you with one final message. I'll start first. As we move on into the next chapter of our lives, it's important not to forget where we come from. Let's carry on the lessons we've learned and the connections we have made by embracing the KLU spirit and always, Always offer a helping hand for those who need it, regardless of whether they ask for it or not.
And from my side, whether it's getting used to Deutsche Bahn's delays or mastering night forecasting, we've proven that we can survive anything with our beloved people next to us. So here's to our next adventure and all the ones that will follow in our lives. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. And to the class of 2024, congratulations.